All right, let's get right into it. If you're an engineering manager, you're probably living this right now. You're trying to keep track of all the AI-driven development, the agents are chugging along, the terminals just flying by, but what's actually getting done? Today, we're going to talk about how to turn all that chaos into clarity.
And this quote right here, it just nails the problem perfectly, doesn't it? As a manager, you don't have time to sift through every single line of code or command. What you really need is the story, a narrative that you can actually trust and, make decisions on. Okay, so to really get this, let's start with what I like to call the AI progress problem. Think of this as the before picture, the messy reality of trying to manage AI agents today. I mean, just picture a typical AI coding session. It is a complete whirlwind of activity, right? You've got installs happening, security scans, type checks, helper agents doing who knows what, audits, commits, and then you've got unrelated local changes that a developer just happened to be working on. Trying to figure out what's going on from that stream of data, it's impossible. It's just noise.
And this is so important to understand. That fire hose of raw terminal output, it is not a progress report. It actually does the opposite. It just creates confusion. You feel like a ton of stuff is happening, but let's be real. Activity doesn't equal progress. In fact, all those raw logs often end up hiding the real story, burying the important signals under this mountain of junk.
So that leads to the big question, the one that probably keeps you up at night. If you can't trust the logs, how in the world do you actually know what work got done? Was it done right? Are we good to go? Well, let's figure that out. The answer really lies in a huge shift in how we think about this. It's all about transforming that raw, chaotic mess into a structured, understandable narrative. We've got to go from noise to story. And just look at the difference here. On the one hand, you have the terminal noise. It's chaotic, it's ambiguous, and it's a total time sink. But on the other side, you have an evidence story. It's structured, it's concise, but here's the absolute game changer. We're going from something that's unverified to something that is auditable and evidence-backed. We're not guessing anymore. We're dealing with proof. All right, so what does one of these evidence stories actually contain? What are the pieces? Let's break down the anatomy of what makes a messy log into a clean, manager-ready summary. A really solid evidence story has 5 key parts. First up, the task. You got to know the why behind the work. Simple enough. Second, files changed. A nice, clean list of what was touched. No mystery there. Third, and this one is absolutely critical, tests run. This isn't the agent just saying tests passed. This is hard evidence of which tests were actually run. Fourth, you get the audit results, flagging risks before they blow up later. And finally, docs updated, so you know the job is actually done and ready for your users. See how each piece builds on the last? It creates a single source of truth you can rely on. And this right here, this quote just says it all. An agent summary, that's a claim. But a system that tracks what was actually run, the commands, the results, that's evidence. And that simple difference is the entire foundation for building trust in an AI workflow. So let's zoom out for a second. This whole idea is bigger than just a better report. What we're really talking about is building a brand new strategic layer of oversight for engineering leaders. We call this an AI engineering control plane. You can think of it like the instrument panel in a pilot's cockpit. It takes all that super complex, low-level data and boils it down into clear, high-level indicators. It lets a leader understand what's happening, audit the work, and actually manage the process without getting totally lost in the weeds. And here's why that matters so much to you. It completely transforms your role as a manager. You stop being a detective, trying to piece together clues from this messy crime scene of logs. Instead, you get to oversee a process you can actually trust. That gives you back your time and, more importantly, your confidence in the code your team is shipping. So if there's only one thing you take away from all this, I want it to be this next point. Look, the real goal here is so much bigger than just giving an AI agent a little more context to do its job. The real revolution is making this entirely new way of working transparent and accountable. It's about building a system that leadership can finally understand, review, and truly manage. So I'm going to leave you with this question to chew on. Think about your own team's process right now. Are you guys just managing noise, constantly sifting through logs, hoping to find a signal? Or are you building a foundation of trust with clear, evidence-backed stories? Because honestly, the answer to that question is going to define how successful you are in this new age of AI engineering.